So a lot of people, a lot of guys always talk about how a woman is always dishonest or lying about her sexual history, or as they say, her body count. And the thing is not so much that they're lying as it is that there are just certain sexual experiences that a woman does not count. Now, they no doubt they're lying, but it's not so much that they're lying as it is that it's just certain guys who they don't count, right? So, and some for obvious reasons, but uh, if let's say if a chick, if she fucked her best friend or her sister's boyfriend, or she fucked her cousin's boyfriend, she don't count that as a if you ask her her body count and she gives you a number, that's something that she does not count as a body. A one night stand, they don't count that. If she went out of town and fucked some random nigga, she don't count that either. Um, let's see. If let's say if the sex was whack, if a dude, or if he came quick, if the nigga dick was little, that's the type of shit that a broad does not count. If he didn't put it down, that don't count. If he came too fast, she's not going to note that if she's willing to actually talk about her body count, right? If you ask her, basically. If, let's say, whoever, she was in a relationship and she was cheating on her dudes, all of them dudes that she was cheating with, that don't count. So a bitch's body count could actually total up into the 20s or 30s, in some cases 50s, 70s, hundreds or more. But if you say how many dudes you fuck, they're only going to count their baby daddies. Those are obvious. You can't really deny that. Dudes that she was in relationships with, maybe even a guy who she was like a fuck buddy, especially if it was something that was stretched out over a period of time, right? So keep in mind, all right, when you're asking a woman her body count, and she says 3 or 4 or 5, it's because there's a list of guys that didn't make the cut to be considered as a sexual experience. All right, and sometimes you will encounter a chick like I have in 2 different scenarios where they will give you a large number, right? Because they're smart enough to understand that dudes know that women are lying and that you're not going to believe this shit. You're going to look at her like a liar if she says she only fucked 3 guys and you know better than that, just probably based on how you met her or whatever whatever it is that you know about her, or just whatever you know about women in general. So, but keep in mind, they'll give you that number, but they won't give you a number that sounds super crazy, which is the actual number. But they'll give you something like, for example, 2 different bras that I used to fuck with. They gave me, if I asked them, when I asked them their body count, they were like 15. These are 2 different females, and both of them said 15. Now, 15, why would they say that? Because it sounds like more of a safe number where it's high, but it's not extremely high in comparison to what the average bra's body count really is. But then at the same time, they understand you're not gonna believe them if they say 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. But it's also like that little safe zone where they're banking on maybe you respecting or giving them some sort of points for allegedly being honest. All right, so they'll say 15, they'll say 10, they may say 20 because that sounds more realistic, and they're banking on you just being like, all right, cool, at least you told the truth. But in reality, that's not the real numbers. Like when they say is multiply that shit by like 3 or 4, my guy, that's probably even a concerted estimation. For bro, I give you a number like that, 10 to 15 is really like 50, at least about 30, at least twice that amount, but it's probably about like 50. All right. So keep that in mind. You asking a broad about her body count, she's gonna lie. She's not gonna say, especially if it's high. If it is high, she's not going to tell you the truth. Unless she's just the type of chick that don't give a fuck. Like I had bras tell me outright, I'm a hoe. I had chicks tell me that shit. But if she don't, or if you ask her, don't expect the bitch to tell. I got to a point I don't even ask women that because I know that they're not gonna tell the truth. All right. And another thing, a broad being a virgin. Let's say you ask a chick her body count. Even if let's say a chick is a virgin, you can't really like that counts. Don't get me wrong. You should prefer a chick to be a virgin, but you have to understand every hoe was a virgin before. Every hoe was a virgin at some point in their life. All right. I know a chick who held on to her virginity until about her early 20s. And once she lost her virginity, within a year span, she had already fucked 3 dudes. All right. Because a lot of females, they look at their virginity as like a hurdle. It's like an obstacle or something to overcome. It's like they look at it like it's in their way. It's something that they want to get done with and get out their system a lot of times. All right. So every hoe was a virgin before. You look at a chick, even with a low body count, a lot of times there's a reason why the body count is low. You can't just look at that and say, okay, I can trust this chick more. Because, shit, you never know. She was sheltered. I knew a chick in high school. She was sheltered. And what she said was, every time she looks at any man, she gets extremely horny. All right, she was a virgin all throughout high school. Oh boy, I encountered that chick later on in life, and this bra was probably like the biggest thought ever, right? And she didn't lose her virginity until close to age 20. The average bra nowadays, they're losing their virginity around about 14, 13, 15, 16. Her shit was delayed, and she still turned out to be a bigger thought than the average woman is, right? It's just something to keep in mind.